早上好，欢迎来到红酒英文网秀好。每个好人英文的太阳，我们从北京来到天津网，今天早上也是好，我们紧张的就英文。等等，用英文？是不是字母吗？哎，美国人。Good morning, and welcome to China News Network 15, the source of American Chinese news. We come to you live from Beijing. Today is March the 16th. Our headlines today. A significant change is coming to the Constitution from our capital, Beijing. Let us turn now to the event in question. The National People's Congress of China is expected to make a change to the country's communist constitution very soon. The elimination of the two-term limit. This limit was meant to be put in place to prevent a dictatorial rule. Apparently, that's not important anymore. Xi, with his expected change to their constitution, is expected to stay as president indefinitely due to the nature of the Congress choosing president. While many see the change to the constitution as a tyrannical move, Chinese officials say that eliminating term limits is good for the stability and prosperity of the country, since a single stable leader would rule without fear of re-election. It is expected that the vote to the amendment will most certainly be passed, with China's largely rubber-stamp parliament. There have been mixed reactions to the abolishment of the two-term limit, with some from the working class praising the idea of Xi Jinping staying in power indefinitely. However, it is the dissenters and those who do not support the decision that bring us to our next story, an increase in state media censorship over increased political power of Xi Jinping. We go now to the streets of Beijing and the rest of China for the story. Chinese citizens have always faced a degree of censorship from the state-run media. However, new restrictions and waves of state-run media censorship have surfaced after it was announced that term limits were being abolished in China's government. An interesting array of words and phrases were censored, including emperor, lifelong, Winnie the Pooh due to multiple references of Xi as the yellow bear, and, for a brief period of time, the letter N, for reasons that we don't have the budget to explain. Despite the censorship, many Chinese are eager to voice out their opinion and are now doing so with non-digital means, which cannot be censored in the sense of Chinese media. The censorship is a tieback to the country's communist past.
How do you feel about censorship of the media in China?
Well, I hate it so much because now my children will never get to know about Winnie the Pooh. I can never say anything about anything being lifelong. The emperor is just I have to watch everything I say online now, and it's just a real burden.
How does this affect your daily life?
Well, everything I say I have to think about before I type it or put it anywhere. My children are going to grow up in a Winnie Pooh-less world, which is just tragic, and it's really been hard on me.
Thank you for your time. How do you feel about censorship of the media?
I just feel terribly about it, where are our rights,
Explain.
I can't do anything. I have to think about everything I say on the internet. I have to avoid basic cult classics like Winnie the Pooh. It's just agonizing, and we shouldn't have to put up with this.
How does this affect your daily life and the lives of future generations?
It affects my daily life by just being a simple burden on basic daily activities online, and it affects the future generation by making them endure those difficulties for arguably their whole life unless they turn things around.
What specific difficulties?
People not knowing what you're talking about because you can't say the letter N. People not knowing who that honey-loving bear is. It's madness. It's complete madness.
Thank you, sir.
And on to our next story. Thursday, March 8th was International Women's Day, and it was spent around the world celebrating women's empowerment. But according to record sales across China, International Women's Day meant another thing: money and shopping. Let's go to the pictures. Many companies like Alibaba capitalized on the she economy, referring to women as queens and goddesses, in order to convince women to shop. And according to sales, shop they did. However, advertising campaigns have come under fire for what can be considered sexist advertising, especially in such a male-dominated society. Culturally, men are simply higher up than women in China due to the one-child policy, and therefore have more political power. On the other hand, the advertising is a sign of China's move further from a command and closer to a market-based economy where the people, in this case the women, make the decisions. On the other hand, gender is still a major cleavage in China, with men heavily dominant and women only important in the eyes of business on days like International Women's Day. Next, we go to the streets of Beijing for our next story on smart glasses and the police.
I'm Greg Kuhn, news anchor for CNN 15, reporting to you live from the crime scene, where the first perpetrator was arrested using China's newest technology, criminal detecting glasses. The perpetrator was found fishing, where not committing crime, but the face recognition technology on the new glasses detected him as a criminal, and he was put into custody. Back to you.
This is Elijah Lapay with the Beijing Police Force. We are trying out these new high-tech smart police glasses today to see if we can catch anyone. They were just released to us. We're going to see if we can see anyone. As we're looking right now, we don't see any suspects, but we might be able to because it uses face recognition software. There's a person right there. They might be of interest. All you do is put on the glasses, turn on the switch on the side. Oh my God.
What is it?
It's him. He's the one who murdered the president's daughter.
Call for backup.
Don't worry, I got this. I just need to get closer. Sir, you're under arrest.
What?
You murdered the president's daughter 22 years ago.
What? What? No!
You're under arrest.
No! No!
We found him, guys.
No. Good work, officer.
We go now to Chicago for the story of rejection by the Americans of Chinese companies. The Securities and Exchange Commission of the U.S. has rejected the proposed acquisition of the Chicago Stock Exchange by a Chinese-led group of investors, halting a deal that sparked an uproar on Capitol Hill and was criticized by Donald Trump during his presidential campaign. The deal, initially proposed in February 2016, would have had China's Chongqing Cason Enterprise Group company as the lead investor in the exchange. What makes the SEC rejection so striking is that U.S. officials had already decided the purchase would not pose a national security threat. In December 2016, under then-President Barack Obama, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States approved the deal. The SEC said key parts of the deal were flawed. We go now to an interview of SEC Commissioner and press releases of Donald Trump and Shen-Ju Lu, the head of Cason Enterprises.
And what's your name?
Jake Layton.
Jay Clayton. Why did you reject China's bid for the Chicago Stock Exchange?
We rejected the bid because they were stealing American jobs and trying to infiltrate the American economy.
Thank you very much for your time.
In China, the enemy will not take over American jobs and American economy, especially through the Chicago Stock Exchange. This is how we will make America strong again. We will make America rich again. And we will make America great again.
Donald Trump Jay Clayton
sir.
We do not think it's fair that the United States and Donald Trump are trying to keep China out of the United States economy. China serves no purpose to cause detriment to the American economy. China serves to help strengthen the American economy and strengthen relations between the two countries. Thank you.
Our next story takes us to Philadelphia with a story of a terracotta warrior losing its thumb.
I'm Greg Kuhn for CNN 15, reporting to you live from the Ben Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, where a Delaware citizen, Michael Rohana, was charged with breaking and entering and stealing the thumb off of a terracotta warrior in the museum exhibit. Let's cut to the footage. Sweet.
Sir, where is the thumb?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sir, you're under arrest.
Why? I did nothing.
You know what you did.
I did not do anything.
You stole the thumb with the terracotta
Why am I
warrior
here?
statue.
I did nothing. I did nothing. You can't do that!
Come with me, sir. Go.
Chinese citizens are irate about this turn of events, claiming that Michael Rohana has destroyed part of their Chinese culture by destruction of their terracotta warriors. Chinese citizens are calling for extreme punishment of Michael Rohana, and we will keep you updated at CNN 15. Mr. Yang, how do you feel about the theft of the Chinese terracotta warrior's thumb?
I do not like it. I do not like that an American has tried to steal our stuff, our Chinese goods. He's tried to steal our Chinese thumb. It's part of the hand. He should be punished. He should be punished to the highest extent, to the highest Supreme Court, probably the death penalty if they allow those in the United States. It is not fair that what he did is damaged for over 2,000 years of work, yet he only was able to destroy it in just a second of a selfie. That's all.
Our final story brings us all the way to South Korea and our brand new sports newscaster, Ella Jones, with news of the Olympics.
Hello, I'm Ella Jones and I'm your sports broadcaster. Our top story today is the Winter Olympics. What went wrong, how we did, and where we're going next. Let's go to the scene. Wu Dejing won the men's 500-meter short track on February 23rd, being the first Chinese athlete to win a gold medal at the Winter Olympics. Dejing also broke the record for the men's 500 short track in both the quarterfinals and the finals. While Chinese fans are excited, they still believe they have been mistreated with their performance at the Games. Chinese fans are especially upset in the Chinese disqualification from the women's 300-meter relay. Chinese fans and athletes have made it quite clear they are very excited for the next Winter Olympics to be held in Beijing, where the ruling will be more in their favor, or at least we hope. Here we have some exclusive footage from the event.
First place, 500 meters speed skate, Li Jingyu.
Well, it looks like the Olympics are coming to China next. Will China be ready in snow time, or will the planners chill out? Will hoping for good weather Beijing's us? Will the cocoa be half piping hot? Will we ski some new figures? Will China be ready to curl out a win? All of these questions will be answered in 2002, Too Long for Me. I'm Ella Jones with China News Network, and Fridays are awesome.